Last class we have seen how metal oxide can be reduced using thermodynamic process using Ellingham diagram. So in that diagram we saw that the metal which lies below will reduce the metal oxide which lies above. Now we are going to see the electrochemical principle involved in metallurgy. In this, some oxides of metals like sodium, potassium, it cannot be thermodynamically reduced. So such metals can be extracted from the ores by using electrochemical method. For this, the metal salts which oxide we want to reduce, that is taken in fused form, and it can be reduced by treating with suitable reducing agent or by electrolysis process. Here, in this principle, the Gibbs free energy for the electrolysis process is given by del G naught equal to minus NF E naught. This is using thermodynamic process. Del G naught value is given, where del G naught is nothing but Gibbs free energy change, and N is number of electrons involved in the process, the reaction. F is Faraday, and E naught is electrode potential of redox couple. So you know already that redox couple is nothing but metal oxide is reduced to metal plus the reducing agent carbon gives carbon monoxide, or carbon gives carbon dioxide, or carbon monoxide gives carbon dioxide. So these reactions are coupled, and then for that del G naught value should be negative. Then only it will be, the reaction will be spontaneous. Here, if the reaction should be spontaneous, the E naught value, electrode potential value should be positive. In such a way, the redox reaction is planned. Here, whenever the EMF of the net reaction, redox reaction is positive, then only G naught value is negative, the reaction will be spontaneous, and such a reaction is feasible. So here, more reactive metal is added to less reactive metal solution. So here, this more reactive metal will reduce the solution to metal. So it will be changed into less reactive metal, and this more reactive metal will go into solution as metal solution. Example, copper is more reactive metal. This silver Ag plus ion is less reactive. It is in solution form, maybe in AgCl or AgNO3, like that it may be. Here, this metal reduces this metal solution to metal as silver, and copper changed into its ionic form. So it goes into solution. So in other reaction, zinc is more reactive metal. This reduces copper ion, that it is in solution form. So this solution copper is changed into copper metal, and more reactive metal goes into solution. In such a way, electrolysis electrochemical by applying electrochemical principle, this reaction can take place. Now in that, first one what we are going to see is electrochemical extraction of aluminium. Aluminium is extracted using this Hall-Hérold process. Here in this method, electrolysis is taken place in an iron tank lined with carbon. This iron, it is made up of iron. Inside it is lined with carbon, and it is taken as cathode. These carbon blocks immersed are taken as anode, and 20% solution of alumina. It is alumina is obtained from bauxite ore. This alumina is nothing but Al2O3. This alumina, it is mixed with molten cryolite. So cryolite is nothing but, the formula of cryolite is Na3Al6 sodium hexafluoroaluminate. This cryolite is mixed with bauxite, and to this 10% calcium chloride is added. Why this calcium chloride is added to this mixture? Because it helps to lower the melting point of mixture. That is melting point maintained is 1270 Kelvin. So calcium chloride helps to lower the mixture. So everything is taken in the fused form. On passing electric current, the reaction takes place. Here alumina is present in bauxite. It is reduced to, it is changed into, electrolysis process takes place and changed into Al3 plus ions and O2 minus ions. At cathode, this we know very well that at cathode reduction reaction takes place, that is gain of electron takes place. So 2Al3 plus gain 6 electrons to form 2Al, and at anode 6O2 minus loss of electron takes place, changed into 3O2 plus 12 electrons. Here at anode carbon is present. This carbon, it combines with O2 minus ion to form carbon monoxide, and it gives away 2 electrons. Next, carbon monoxide again it combines with oxygen O2 minus ions to form carbon dioxide, and it gives away 2 electrons. When we combine these two equations, we will get C plus 2O2 minus gives CO2 plus 4 electrons. So we got 3 equations. One at cathode, aluminum Al3 plus is changed into aluminum, and anode 6O2 minus is changed into 3O2 plus 12 electrons, and carbon it is changed into carbon plus 2O2 minus gives CO2 plus 4 electrons. We are combining these 3 equations, equation 1, 2, 3. Here 6, the third equation, since 12 electrons are involved, the maximum number of electrons involved is 12. So this first equation is multiplied by 2 in order to convert 6 electrons to 12 electrons. So the equation changed into 4Al3 plus 12 electrons gives 4Al. Second equation as it is written. And third equation, here only 4 electrons are involved. So this equation is multiplied by 3. Here this 6O2 minus is, we are writing this as 3O2. 6O2 minus is written as 3O2. So the third equation is written as 3C plus 3O2 gives 3CO2. When we combine all these 3 equations, we will get the entire equation 4Al3 plus 6O2 minus plus 3 carbon gives 4Al plus 3CO2. Here in these reactions, anodes are slowly consumed during electrolysis, and pure aluminum is formed at the cathode and settles at the bottom. In such a way, aluminum can be refined. Aluminum can be obtained from alumina. Reduction reaction takes place. Next, in metallurgical process, we saw 3 steps. One is concentration of ore, next is extraction of crude metal, third one is refining process. So even though we are getting the metal, it is obtained in crude form, some impurities are associated with it, so it should be removed. So that process, removal of impurities associated with isolated crude metal, is called as refining process. So in refining process, 4 methods are employed. In that, first one is distillation, second liquefaction, third one is electrolytic refining. So first method is distillation method. In this distillation method, it is employed to low boiling volatile metals. Low boiling volatile metals. The metal should be volatile and it should have low boiling point. Such metals can be purified using distillation process. Here, impure metals are heated to evaporate and vapors condensed to get pure metal. So we know very well that distillation process is nothing but it differs in boiling point, and which has less boiling point will changes into vapor, and that vapor can be condensed to form pure metal. So here impure metal, it is heated to evaporate and vapors. Low boiling point metal will change into pure metal. So in this example is zinc. The boiling point for this zinc is 1180 Kelvin and mercury 630 Kelvin. Such low volatile boiling point metals can be purified by distillation process. Next method is liquefaction. Already we have studied hydraulic washing, how the impurities are kept on the sloping earth on the floor, and when it is washed by water, it flows. the heavier ore particles will be separated from lighter impurities. Same way, here in liquefaction process, it is used to remove the impurities with high melting points from metals having relatively low melting point. So metals have less melting point, impurities have more melting point. Such metals can be purified using liquefaction method. So in this process, impure metal is placed on sloping earth of laboratory furnace and it is heated just above the melting point of the metal in absence of air. So what happens in sloping earth when it is heated? Here the impurities have high melting point and metals have low melting point. So here metals will melt and it flows down and it can be separated and it can be solidified. Next method is electrolytic refining method. So the crude metal is electrolysis. So where it is done in a cell called as electrolytic cell. This electrolytic cell, it is made up of anode, cathode. So which one is taken as anode? Impure metal in the form of rod is taken as anode and thin strips or thin sheets of pure metal is taken as cathode. And it should contain an electrolyte, nothing but which metal we want to separate, that metal is taken in the form of aqueous solution of the salt. And on passing electric current, here the pure metal, it melts and it goes into solution and it will be attracted in the cathode. So the metal of interest dissolves from anode, it is passed into solution and it will be deposited on the cathode. Here the impurities, they are less electropositive impurities, they settle at the bottom and it is removed as anode metal. The impurities are less electropositive than the metal and it falls down and it is collected as anode metal at the bottom of the electrolytic cell. So example, how to purify silver. So pure thin sheet of silver is taken as cathode and impure block of silver is taken as anode and the electrolyte is acidified aqueous solution of silver nitrate. So here nitric acid and silver nitrate can be electrolyte. So at the anode, silver, impure silver solids change into aqueous solution Ag plus and at cathode what happens? Aqueous solution gain electron and change it into pure silver. So here it migrates to the cathode and settles at the cathode. Such a way, other metals like as copper, zinc also can be refined using this method. Next one, what we are going to see is zone refining process. In zone refining process, the principle is fractional crystallization. So here, whenever you melt the impure metal and if it is allowed to change into solid, the impurities will be in molten region and pure metal gets solidified. Here, impurities are more soluble than solid state metal and this process is carried out in an inert gas atmosphere in order to prevent oxidation of metals. And here, germanium, silicon, gallium, which are used as semiconductors, can be purified by this method. So in this method, the impure metal is taken in the form of a rod and above that a mobile induction heater. It is allowed to move from one end to another end. So whenever the mobile induction heater is placed at that part, impurities melt and it moves into other part whenever. So here whenever we move the mobile induction heater, the impurities melt and it will be go along with the heater and it will be collected at one end and pure metal gets solidified at another end. So in such a way, the process is repeated several times and desired purity level the metal can be obtained. So here the impurities is taken in the form of a rod and mobile induction heater is allowed to move from one end to another end and here as the heater moves, the molten zone containing impurities also moves along with the mobile induction heater and pure metal can be separated using this method. And next method is vapor phase method. In vapor phase method, metal it is treated with suitable reagent, and in such a way it forms a volatile compound. This volatile compound on heating decomposes to form pure metal. This is the principle behind this vapor phase method. First, metal is treated with suitable reagent and it is formed into volatile compound, and volatile compound decomposes on heating to give pure metal. Here first one is, here in Mond's process nickel can be purified. So impure nickel is heated in a stream of carbon monoxide gas at around 350 Kelvin. The nickel, it reacts with carbon monoxide to form highly volatile nickel tetracarbonyl. This is volatile nickel tetracarbonyl, and the solids are remain left behind. Here the volatile nickel tetracarbonyl, it is heated around 460 Kelvin and it decomposes to give pure nickel and carbon monoxide gas. In such a way, Mond's process, nickel can be purified. Next, Van Arkel method. In this method, zirconium and titanium can be purified. So this depends upon thermal decomposition of metal compounds to form pure metals. Here, titanium, it is in solid form, treated with iodine, and it is taken in an evacuated vessel and the temperature is maintained at 550 Kelvin. Here, titanium tetraiodide TiI4 is formed as a volatile compound, and this volatile compound is passed over tungsten filament at a temperature of 1800 Kelvin, and this titanium tetraiodide decomposes to give pure titanium, which is deposited on the tungsten filament. W is nothing but tungsten filament, and iodine is separated, and titanium deposited on tungsten filament, iodine is separated. This iodine can be reused.